Welcome back. And as we are on the final countdown to receive a totally new year, 2023, hopefully, inshallah, it's going to be way much more better and better than 2022. And of course, the best ways to receive this new year has to be taken in steps and to be taken with optimism and lots of aspirations. And we're very delighted to be having with us over the phone live Dr. Amira Masry, the educational consultant. Good morning, Dr. Amira.
Good morning.
How are you doing? Happy New Year to you.
Thank you. Happy New Year to everybody, and may it all bring joy and happiness to the world.
Okay, tell us, Amira, now how or what is the best way to be planning for a new year and to receive it?
Well, I believe that planning in general is different from one person to another, but as a general perspective of the situation, I was yesterday talking with a few friends, and we discovered that there are beautiful planners. Been there for a very long time, but for 2023, there are beautiful planners that specifies every individual goal, and it's color-coded. So for instance, even if you don't know where to find it or you can't buy it, you just cut a piece of paper, an A4 paper, and divide it into 6 sections and color them differently. One for work, one for relationship, one for household goals you want to achieve at home, and divide it according to the most important aspects of your life. Just write down what you want to do, how can you accomplish it, and why you want to do it. And keep it right in front of you. So you will always be reminded of what really is important to you, and it will motivate you to achieve rather than just dream of it.
Right. Of course, we do not achieve all our aspirations or our dreams and ambitions. Sometimes things fall out from us apart, and sometimes we achieve them after much more longer time. But there is a tendency inside some people to be frustrated sometimes when they fail. Tell us about a routine so that we can plan for ourselves to follow footsteps. No matter how much we are frustrated, we could still be optimistic and continue with our plans.
Well, first of all, I would like to respectfully disagree with what you said about we don't achieve all of our inspirations. I kind of disagree, because if you try hard enough and you don't give up, even if you fall, you stand up again, you will achieve your inspirations. However, sometimes along the way, there are things that are not meant to happen. It might not benefit you. And as long as you understand that, you will have peace with it. You will kind of understand that it's a compromise for a better thing or a better achievement. So set your goals. Make sure that you're reminded, because sometimes along the way, we forget what we really want. We get very busy and we get very occupied with the process rather than the end result. So write them down, make alarms, tell your friends about them, make the universe echo what you really want and what you really desire, in order to be reminded and work towards it. And even if you don't achieve it, because sometimes we're rushing, we're in a hurry, we want things too fast. You need to understand that it's about hard work and patience and belief. So when you put this combination together, you will reach contentment and you will reach your desires and your goals as well.
Right. Of course, as we all know that sometimes there is negative energy amongst some people when they have a bad experience with the former year, with the past year, and they think that the same experience is going to be repeated again. How can we avoid that negative energy?
Well, I'll speak from my readings and experience, because this is not my field of expertise. However, and according to therapists around, the negative energy you're talking about it can be a reflection of many different things. It can be because of a trauma, as you just mentioned, a bad experience that happened repeatedly, and people assume that it's going to happen again. Or it's because a person is drawing negative energy to himself or herself by thinking negatively, by being pessimistic, by believing the worst is going to happen. And as we mentioned earlier, you echo, the vibes echo. So if you believe bad things are going to happen, you will receive bad things. But if you have optimism and you believe that good things are going to happen and things are going to get better, plus have patience and work towards it, it will happen. But if you just dream that good things are going to happen to you without doing the effort, I don't believe it will happen. And if you don't have the patience and you want it right now, the universe doesn't respond this way. So you've got to have patience, you've got to work hard, and you've got to believe in, from personal experience, that works.
Right. Learning from our mistakes. Of course, we also commit mistakes or do some mistakes by intention or unintentionally. It's not all the time that we are suffering from bad luck or things don't work the same way we want or something like that. Sometimes it is our fault also. So at the end of the year, we take a flashback into the whole 12 months and we learn from our mistakes. How can we do that?
Well, from my field of expertise in education, when we do tests and evaluations, the core purpose of that, not only to evaluate the student, but for the student to reflect, to understand the mistakes he has made and to learn what went wrong and to try to avoid doing it again. It's the same concept. We learn from our daily routines, from our daily mistakes. It's as if you're cooking and you add extra salt. You will learn that next time you shouldn't. So people should observe their life and should make reflections, not necessarily daily if people can, but at least they need to take a break and a deep breath and look back and find out what went wrong and why did it go wrong. And try not only to avoid the mistakes, but to evolve, to develop, to find better ways to connect with themselves before they connect with people around them. And enjoy and embrace the mistake so they can move on.
That's true. And also the resolutions for the upcoming year?
What about them?
I mean the plans, the resolutions for the upcoming year.
As we discussed earlier, there are different planners in the market, and if you can't afford it or you're too busy to go get it, you can make your own planner and put in different colors or some people like shapes, put it in different shapes according to priority. What do you want to accomplish and why? The why is very important because it will remind you why did you set this goal in the first place. Let's assume that a student, an adult student wants to start his master's degree or take an MBA. He should write it and write why does he want to do this. Does he want to do it for academical development or it's going to help him in his job? Whatever the reason is, just to remind him and motivate him all along the way. And relationship goals, for instance, I want to have more friends or I want to improve my relationship with my partner, whatever. So we're different individuals with different goals and aspirations, and each one of us should know what exactly do we want and start making a list of the things he or she wants and means to achieve it.
Right. Also, sometimes, I mean, reconciling with our differences between each other. I mean, you have best friends, and you have friends, and you have acquaintances, and you have family members, and nobody's perfect. Sometimes you don't get along, or sometimes some tiny little conflicts happen from time to time between the people surrounding you. So learning to reconcile with these differences over time and setting other plans to be able to share again moments with the people around you and share a decent life. I mean, to take the best of the people around you and reconcile with the other differences.
That is true, and it wouldn't be easy unless you understand that you need to accept yourself with all its flaws and all its mistakes in order to reconcile with people. Because most of your resentment with people is coming because you're resenting so many things about yourself. It's either you're resenting your weakness that you can't answer back if somebody tells you something you don't like or somebody's aggressive with you, or you feel ashamed of something, so somebody is just pressing or pushing the button. So you need to reconcile with yourself first and accept yourself and understand that everything is redeemable, and therefore you can start accepting people and start not only reconciling with them, but also understanding where they are coming from. But it takes time, it takes effort, but it's growing up. It's learning from your own mistakes and having experience in life.
What are the best traditions and rituals that are supposed to be taking place for celebrating a new year in a peaceful way, from your own point of view?
From my own point of view, I don't believe that there are rituals, but I believe that
Yes,
happiness
I
and
think
joy.
you're right.
I'm sorry?
I think you're right.
Yeah, I believe spreading happiness and joy. Be with the people you're comfortable with. Be with your family, be with your friends, have a long walk, just enjoy life and understand that it's not only a new beginning, but it's a new day. Every day we have a new beginning. Yes, it's very special because it's the new year and the entire universe is celebrating it. But you always have a new beginning every single day of your life. Enjoy it, embrace it, and wish for the best to come all along the way.
Right. And your recommendations to, your personal recommendations, I mean, or suggestions to plan for a beautiful, a prosperous 2023. Your final thoughts.
Well, that's good because I would be talking to myself just as I'm talking to everybody else. Set your priorities correctly. Like some people get really busy with life and work and so many, I wouldn't say materialistic things, but things that are not really what matters to a person. It might matter for a majority of people, but not necessarily to you. So take a moment, sit down with yourself and find out what you really want out of life. What is your goal in life, not what people expect out of you. Connect with your own self and set your goals and try to accomplish them. By the end of 2023, you will feel satisfied and you'll have even better goals for 2024 and you'll move forward. But if you keep thinking from people's perspective, you will never connect with yourself and you will not be able to achieve your best potential.
Right. Dr. Amira Masry, I would like to wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Hope you fulfill all your dreams and aspiration in the upcoming year. And to see you soon on The Breakfast Show here live in the studio. That was Dr. Amira Masry, the educational consultant. And we're going to go to a short break and we'll come to continue The Breakfast Show. So stay with us.